Hey guys, so don't mind the dirty dishes in my house, they just happen. And then they stay like that for a few days. I wanted to talk to you guys really briefly just about how to mix your Shakeology. So most of you guys will have Shakeology, but some of you will not. So I will also talk a little bit about the Performance line. Or Daily Sunshine, because some of you can have that but not Shakeology because of allergies. So anyway, all of you guys in your packages, you're going to get a Shakeology shaker cup. It looks like this most of the time. Sometimes it's a little bit different, but for the most part, you have a shaker cup. Now, you're more than welcome, if you want to just put ice in there and to fill it up as the directions say on the back. They need to change these directions. It says like put 10 ounces of water in there and shake it up like this. But honestly, you're going to be a lot happier with how it tastes if you do something a little bit different. So I had pumpkin spice Shakeology today. This was the limited edition. They actually don't have any more of it right now, but hopefully they'll bring it back in the future. But what I did is I put it in my blender. So that's the first thing, is I put it in my blender. So I put in about a cup of ice, cup to a cup and a half of ice. I like it thicker. And I put in about 1 cup of almond milk. Now you could use other dairy-free alternatives. I prefer dairy-free, but there's coconut milk, almond milk, cashew milk is really like creamy. So if you like that kind of a creamy milkshakey texture, then test out different types of dairy-free milks. There's really good options. But I put about 1 cup of milk in there and then about 1 to 1.5 cups of water. So on my blender, it's empty right now, but I'll show you guys on here. There's little lines on the side that tell you like how many cups of something are in there. And on this side, it tells you up to 3 cups is where I fill mine up. So I have the liquid, the ice, and the liquid and the ice combined make about 3 cups of liquid within this blender before I blend anything up. Then I dump my Shakeology on top. So if you have a packet, dump a packet or dump a scoop of your Shakeology on top. And I add in things like vanilla extract. So I do like half to 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And I might add in some cinnamon, or you can add in PB2 powder, which is like a powdered peanut butter. You can also add in regular peanut butter. It's just messier. You can add in like a sliver of banana. You can add in fresh fruit. You can add a whole cup of spinach if you want to add a cup of spinach and get some extra greens in there and some extra fiber. There's so many different fun things you can do, but you have to be willing to experiment with it and just try different things out. Know that it probably took me a good week to really figure out my way of liking how I mixed my Shakeology. And then I mixed it like that for months, and then I got tired of it and I changed how I mixed it. You will make changes as you go. This is not meant to be a one and done kind of a thing. That's why there's lots of flavors. You're gonna get used to it, and you might decide you don't really like how it tastes after you mix it with chocolate and mixed berries for like 3 months. You might wanna try something different. Some of my favorite things to add into my Shakeology, I typically drink chocolate or vanilla in the vegan blend, and I like adding the vanilla extract to it all the time. And then I also add in sometimes like peppermint extract, or I'll add in like a sliver of candy cane at Christmas time, or not Christmas time. I mean, who says you can't have candy canes like every time? But I mean, I just put like an inch of like a little bit of a candy cane, and it just makes it like that much more of a treat for me. You could add in like a couple teaspoons of chocolate chips. You can add in, what else have I seen? You can add in like some crunchy granola to the top of it. Like, there's nothing wrong with changing up how you mix up your Shakeology. Get experimental, have fun with it. It's way fun to mix your Shakeology, but you have to be willing to just experiment with it and just to understand that sometimes you might make something and you're like, I don't really like that. And other times you'll be like, yes, I love this. And then you just stick with making that. So definitely, if you have any questions about how to mix your Shakeology, ask. It's totally fine to do that. Okay, shifting gears, Performance line. So I use Energize and Recover primarily for the Performance line. And when I mix my Energize, all I do is I stick a scoop at the bottom, or I fill up my water to about here, so like halfway on my shaker cup. And then I shake it up with nothing. I don't put ice in it. I don't do anything weird. That's just my preference. That's how I prefer my Energize. You might like it cold, so add in a little ice. You might like it cold just with no ice, and you just stick it in the fridge overnight and just leave it there. There's no right or wrong answer, but you can do that with Energize and Hydrate. The Recover, which is the post-workout protein, it comes in orange or in chocolate. I like mixing mine with about like half to a cup of ice and then like 2 cups of liquid, and it makes it more of like a frothy, kind of like a frosty texture to me. And that's just how I like it. You can also just shake it in a bottle and go. I did that for a while, but I've discovered that I like it better when I blend it up kind of like a smoothie or a milkshake. Again, all of this is going to be based on your preference. You just have to be willing to experiment and just to trust that you will find a way that you like to mix it. It just might take some time. So ask for ideas, look on Pinterest. There's tons of Shakeology ideas on Pinterest. You should have a whole calendar or like a whole like sheet of recipes from your first order of Shakeology. Like use those, experiment, try different things. Okay, you guys are awesome. If you have any questions about mixing your Shakeology or your performance line, don't hesitate to ask.